In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto. Question everything, trust nothing. It's your boys, CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. We've got a special guest in the house tonight. We've got Alex from EarthFund. Alex, how are you doing this evening, brother?
What's up, guys? I'm so happy to be here, man. I'm glad that we were able to talk a little bit before the show, too. And thank you. From me, from the community, from all the team members, thank you so much for having us.
We're super excited to have you.
Super excited to have you, dude.
We, for those of you that don't know, well, this is Alex, like I said, from EarthFund. We're going to dive into his project, his team's project. I know it's a big team effort, just like everything seems to be. We're going to dive into what that looks like, why he's here, and in their mission. So we're super excited. Make sure that you guys check out the socials. Alex's link is down below the video, so I think his link tree down below, just like everything else. Jump in the Discord, guys. We really need the love in the Discord and in the Twitter. So do your thing. Help us out, YouTube. Let's get over there. Let's have some fun, because Danger Close Alpha is not going to be the same without you. We need you, and yeah, so make that happen. Miguel, what's on the podium tonight, brother?
Dude, EarthFund, DAOs, what's going on? What is it? How does it work? Right? That's what we're going to be diving into tonight.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Before we dive in, let's take a little peek at the markets. Let's just see what's going on. I want to say, before I dive onto this, so Miguel, I messaged you about this. I had told the people, I think yesterday or the day before, that I had a short that was in that I thought I got wicked out on. What I recognized or realized was that my VPN, theoretically, if I had a VPN and was using it, my VPN had not stayed on, and it basically it moved the open position. Like, I couldn't see the open position. Like, it didn't move it. It's just that I couldn't see it because the VPN did something funky. Well, when I signed back in today, all of a sudden I had an open position. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I was like, I looked at it. I thought I had got wicked out. Oh, yeah, baby. In the money, ended up taking profits. I did move my stop. CVO told me to move my stop. I moved my stop. I ended up about 25% ROI. Happy about that. As happy as you can be about a short on Bitcoin. So, hey, there it is. Let's take a look at the markets real quick. We have got the global crypto market cap. Let me update it. $1.71 trillion, down about 2.09%. Guys, you know how this rolls. Bitcoin down 2.5%. You can see everything else is going to be right behind it. Bitcoin's at 37,675. ETH a little bit under 2,800. BNB down at 382. Solana, the shutdown king itself, down at $85. Terra at 82.46. Miguel and Alex, Terra and Terra UST. What do you think of this? Just kind of a one-off. 2 in the top 10, not just one now. They've got a stable coin in the top 10 and Terra Luna in the top 10. Any thoughts on that?
I'll let Alex take it ahead.
I mean, that's what happens when you associate yourself strongly with Bitcoin, right? Dude. You have a digital asset, you have the accessibility to, the future. I mean, that's a smart move, right? That's the way to go, man. And the results are showing that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I thought when they first started to correlate with Bitcoin and put the treasury and, working towards, I think, $10 billion. I don't think they're there yet, but I think they're working towards that. If they are there, then correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But I thought, wow, that's like a really good idea. People complain so often about fiat not being backed by anything. What's Bitcoin backed by? What's this? What's that?
They're definitely changing up the game for stable coins and what they can do. And, we literally were talking about the other day about interest rates and people trying to save money, right? And now with these APYs, look what Crypto.com did. They slashed their program, right? And people are like, well, where do I put some of my money? They got 19.5% on their token with the UST stablecoin. Yeah. It's not going to get better than that anywhere else.
It definitely makes sense. That's for sure. If you guys are looking for TA, make sure to join your boy, Frankie Candles, 5:45 to 7:30. And then you can jump right over here with Debate Crypto Monday through Saturday. Just as a reminder, if you're new to the show, just want to give you the lineup. Mondays and Tuesdays, we either have on a guest or do standard news in the crypto space, debate crypto style. Wednesdays are What If Wednesdays. We dive into kind of tinfoil hat type conversations.
Let's go. Thursdays, that's my favorite.
Heck yeah. Well, dude, we'll have to have you on for one of those because we definitely dive into some fun stuff.
Well, maybe now that Elon owns Twitter, I'll be able to have them.
Exactly. Right. Maybe we won't get canceled for having some wild conversations. Thursday, TA Thursday with your boy CVO. Make sure to follow CVO and Magic Money as well. Fridays are a standard day, and then Saturday nights are the night of our debates, where debate crypto actually the thesis around the debate crypto itself is Saturday nights. We bring on people for debate. So if this is your first time, make sure you guys subscribe and let's have some fun. So Miguel, why don't you kick it off with well, no, let's not do it that way. Back up, rewind. Alex,
what's going on?
Talk to me about EarthFund. Okay, I need it kindergarten style, right? Because when we get into the crypto space, sometimes you get into DAOs, like there's a lot of people, whether they're new or not. I remember the first time you told me, you didn't give it to me quite kindergarten style, and I walked away and I was like, I can tell they're doing some really cool stuff, but I'm not quite sure I could put my finger on it. And then when you broke it down kindergarten style, I was like, oh yeah, that's dope. So talk to me about EarthFund.
I would always ask, I guess, like there's many ways that I could approach this, right? My question to you would be, do you know what a DAO is?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how to start a DAO?
Theoretically, but I don't. But probably the answer would be no. I know the idea behind it, but I wouldn't know the steps to execute.
Right. And like starting a treasury and token and all that stuff is very complicated. I've had threats to my life. I've had, so many insults. I've had all these things. So like, how do we create that for the masses and allow them to have a couple clicks and allow them to leverage the power of DAOs, treasuries, and tokens? And that's what EarthFund is. So we've created call it Wix or Squarespace of being able to create DAO, treasuries, and tokens with a couple clicks. Because, as we all know, Web3 is very complicated. A bunch of super smart developers created everything and then tried to put a user experience. After that, we actually did the opposite. We thought of user experience and user interface first, and then we backed that into software. And because of it, we actually created some novel and new technology, and that's what we've done.
That's dope, dude.
Was that 5-year-old? Was that elementary?
Yeah,
that was
sure.
great. That was
you have taken. Let me see if I can rephrase it. You have taken the complicated process of starting up a DAO and made it into a seamless transition of a few different clicks.
Yep.
So, but it's called EarthFund, and so as I looked at it, it's more than that, though. It seemed that it was. We were talking about this before the show. It seems that it is goal driven. It is purpose driven, if you will. Talk to us about that.
Absolutely. And I see Crypto Billy 111 says, what is the benefit? And I think it's close to the same question. We're looking for causes around the world that benefit the world. And I know it's super general and everything, but I'll use the case study of our first cause is Deepak Chopra. And Deepak Chopra is an influencer, with 25 million outreach, and they're launching a cause on our platform for mental health and wellness. So what does that mean? We all know there's a bunch of trapped liquidity within Ethereum and Bitcoin and BNB and all these different cryptocurrencies. And we know that people within the space year over year are giving more. So we're using that to launch these causes that people that are within the DAO, that it's all powered by One Earth, can decide what projects get funding. So it's basically decentralizing the way we give and the way we fund world-changing ideas.
So it's not. So you're saying that the people get to decide which projects actually get pushed through.
100%. And as I close my eyes and see the vision, there would be thousands of projects or thousands of causes. And with each one of those specific causes, there's projects branched under them. And those projects are basically pitching to the DAO to get funding from the treasuries to change the way that the world operates, right? So currently, as far as science is concerned, as far as, charities are concerned, it's very murky. We don't know who funds these scientific projects. And if they do, it's usually these large centralized institutions that have some type of incentive or reason to fund these projects, and they kind of skew the results. And same thing goes for nonprofits and charities. We don't know how they get funded. This just creates transparency and allows people to decide, what they think is most important and which projects should get the funding.
Dude, that's amazing. I love that idea of being able to fund, right, like a research or something for whether it's a product or it's a type of, medicine or a company, right? And research behind the actual processes that they use to create whatever it is that they're doing, the food that you're eating. And it's all literally by decentralized people say, hey, I want to know what this is, right? What was really happening here, and put the money for it and see the actual results, instead of, like you said, right, using some corporation's institution or best buddy that's gonna fudge the numbers and be in the benefit of the corporation. I love something like that for people.
What's
just
interesting
empowering
is
the people.
there's a need now, and this is not like picking sides or anything, but it's just using case studies that happen. If you study what happened in Canada with the truckers and GoFundMe and centralization and all of that, forget about the fact that it's Canada, forget about the fact that it's truckers, forget about political affiliation or whatever. But the point is that someone, as part of this centralized entity, chose who got funding and who didn't, whether it was the government or corporation. In this case, it was both of them. We're building something that people can decide, hey, these people are important, they need to get funding, and we're deciding this as an as a DAO, as a group that's working together. So as every day goes by, you see more of a need for a system like this.
So let me ask you this. Okay, let's say a person on the stream even right now, let's say in the chat. First of all, chat, smash the likes. Let's have some fun tonight. Make sure you guys follow Alex. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
And super chats are on if you have anything in particular. Yeah, what'd you say it is, Alex?
No, I mean, you could search me on Twitter. I'm the real AlexV.eth.
The real AlexV.eth. I thought
there's a lot of clones. I thought you
were throwing out a wallet address to him.
That is my wallet address too. I mean, listen, you want to see what I'm holding in EarthFund and what I'm moving? Just check that out. You can see everything. I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
Come check me out.
I like it. I like it. So let's say that somebody in the chat, for example, has a cause that they're like, wow, you know what? I never knew anything like this existed. And people are naturally not. It's hard to trust people. All right. Nowadays, and especially in the crypto space, there's just a lot of scammy stuff that happens. Let's say that somebody comes in and they say, you know what? I have a cause. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to go after it. How would that person reach out to EarthFund and get themselves and their cause in front of EarthFund so that other people can vote on and push, funds towards that cause?
Well, right now, there's a bunch of different user stories, right? And we look at everything from a user story perspective. I would first look at the difference between a cause and a project, what that means, what that responsibility entails. But secondly, if they visit earthfund.io, they can see how they can jump in and already have early access to the platform. So they can go on, they can put on their email if they feel like disclosing it, they can make one up, whatever the case may be, but they can see what the MVP looks like, which, by the way, is launching this month. I'm not going to give a hard date because you don't do that in software, but we are launching. Yeah, we are launching this month with the Never Alone cause, which is mental health and wellness. But once that if they want to talk to me, they can understand the difference between a cause and a project. And if it's a cause, they can figure out how to launch it, and I can help them along the process. But again, we're creating the technology to change the world. We're creating this technology so that to empower other people to change the world. And once that cause is accomplished, then projects can go under it. I hope that clears up a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you go on the website, there's so many call to actions to join the emailing list, so you can be one of the first people to experience this platform. They can jump into our community in Telegram, which is /EarthFund. They can jump into the Discord and our community. I'm pretty sure that most people will never experience a community like this on Telegram. We have very strict guidelines. We expect respect. We expect kindness. We ask our community to have a balanced approach to price conversation because we understand that community is valuable, and we want to talk to new people coming in from a value proposition. So from everybody in the community to the outsiders, they understand, like, we're creating something that's new. We're creating something that's different, and everything is as organic as it can be, as organic as Whole Foods.
Crypto Billy just tossed out a super chat. Billy, we appreciate the love. He says earthfund.io. Check it out. Let's
go. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Little super chat promotion for you, brother.
Thank you.
That's what's up. So is there a barrier to entry, Alex? Let's say, again, same scenario where somebody wants to come in and do that. Is there a certain amount of liquid assets that they need to start off with, or that the fund has to raise before it actually before it takes that next step? Like, what's that look like?
I might be sharing some proprietary stuff that not many people know. But let's do it. Let's do an exclusive here. So we're working very closely with Labrys, which is one of the best blockchain developers in the world, that's based out of Australia. And something that was very important to us was making sure that as soon as people do those couple clicks, let's say 2 or 3, that they can develop their DAO, their treasury, and their token. But what was more important to us from a user experience perspective is that it was with the lowest gas fee possible. So I don't want to give a promise in this, but currently we're looking at launching at all of those things within a $60 gas fee, which is pretty crazy to think of, especially within the Ethereum blockchain. But on top of that, there is a KYC fee that has to be purchased or processed, because we want people that are actually KYC. For those that don't know, it's know your customer. We want people to dox themselves, because if you're going to create a cause on our platform, we want to make sure that you're not a terrorist entity or you're not a fraudster or whatever the case may be. So once people get KYC, they have verification. After that verification happens and they have their team, then at that point they get a multi-sig wallet with the contributors within their cause. And really at that point, there's no barrier to entry. I would say right now, the only barrier to entry is knowing how to set up a MetaMask wallet on your side, having copywriters be able to write what your mission is and what your cause looks like, and time. We are launching our MVP. We are looking to launch our 3 successful initial causes. And then after that, we scale it to whatever level we need to.
So quick question. So you talk about within a few clicks, you're making a DAO, you're making a treasury, you're making a token, right? What are there restrictions on the token that you're creating? Could you take that off the platform? Is that like a closed ecosystem? What does that look like?
So that token, to be clear, is actually powered by One Earth. So you have a One Earth token. We're launching the Never Alone cause. In order to get the the Never Alone governance token, you have to stake your One Earth token into the Never Alone cause. Okay, so that's the only gas fee that users will ever have to pay within that, and removing it, obviously. All soft consensus and all voting within the platform is actually done through Snapshot, so it's gasless. Right, so people never have to pay anything. And what's interesting is we're rewarding people for doing good. So once people upvote and approve funding for a project, they actually get rewarded in stablecoin. So it's not inflationary. They get rewarded in stablecoin. It's all good to go, and it comes from the funding. It's a percentage of the fee, and we kind of coined this term called causenomics. So each cause will have their own causenomics as to how much they reward their community.
That's super dope, dude. Tell me how you got into how long have you been in the crypto space? How'd you get into it?
I mean, I've always been like a computer nerd, to be honest. I've been like taking apart computers since I could remember, since I guess my 86 Mac or whatever it was. But I got really into DeFi and like understanding exchanges and DEXs and all that because of a men's entrepreneurial group that I'm in called the Gentleman's Journal. And then someone explained this stuff to me, and I was like, I don't know about this, and I love technology. What am I doing? That was about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And then I became part of this project, and I was a seed investor within the project. I invested $30, and eventually, unrealized, it became $170K. And Adam, my partner, he
hold on, back up. Did you say 3,300? You didn't say $30.
I invested $30, yeah. And Adam, my
Dude, can we high five through the
no, this one's better. Adam invested $2,000, and it turned into unrealized again $6 million. And obviously the liquidity pool didn't add up to that money. Right. But him and I saw this happen within like 2 or 3 weeks, and we were part of that marketing for this project. And we were like, wait a second, like, what's going on here? And Adam Bolt, shout out to Adam Bolt. I don't know if he's listening, but Adam Bolt had successfully exited 3 fintech companies in 5 years. So he was already in technology, and he's like, let's create our own project. Let's create, organization. Let's run it like a corporation. Let's make sure that the accounting is good, the legal is good. Let's make sure that we're doing everything to create the gold standard within a token project. And that's kind of how we got here today.
Wow, that's awesome. So we got
the whole idea started in a garage. Oddly enough, so
just like Apple,
exactly. Just like all the great startups.
exactly.
So we got Billy here asking a question. Says, so if I had an idea about a product, service, or just an idea, just create a DAO ?
I mean, you can. I would say, like, if it's just an idea and you want to kind of get funding for it, bring your team together. And I would say, I, I mean, personally, this is not financial advice and none of those things. I would say just pitch it as a project to a cause, because then that way, your level of responsibility or what you have to do just shows the progress of your project. You pitch it to the cause, and then you're done. As far as doing a cause, it's a little bit more effort because there's community building concerned. There's community building involved. There's also, the responsibility of a multi-sig wallet. So having this whole team behind it, there's a lot more copywriting involved. It's just a lot more involved. So if you have an idea, a service, or something that you think could make the world a better place within a specific cause, then you just pitch your project, and the DAO decides if you get approved or not.
Is it an ERC token, or is it on the Binance Smart Chain?
No, we're ERC20, and that was purposely chosen that way for sure.
Okay, cool. No, I like that.
So where do you see DAOs in general just going in the future? Right, a lot of people give a lot of crap to DAOs right now, but where do you see the future of DAOs happen? Because it's an evolving technology, something that just came about, a very short period of time ago. So where do you see that going in the future?
Well, I said mid last year that 2022 was the year of the DAO, and we're seeing that happen. Hey, that's the star right there, man. That's the star right there.
Yeah, she comes in to bless the
That's
stream every night.
Man. Many blessings to her, man. That's amazing. That is amazing. I would say DAO. I can't live up to that. She won. That's it. I'm out. I'm dropping my mic. I'm done.
Thank you.
I would say that the question is, where do I see DAOs? I see a lot of failures. It's that simple. They're experiments, right? And if they don't have the idea of governance, and they don't have the idea of how to properly manage, I see a lot of failures. And I don't mean within EarthFund. I don't mean our sub DAOs or anything.
Yeah.
I just see that people aren't studying their history of governance, whether it be within countries or whatnot, and understanding that probably the most successful DAOs would be exit to DAOs instead of DAO first, and understanding what proposals actually need to be and what level has to be done, and creating a manifesto. I see a lot of failures, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't actually disagree with that. I think that the idea versus the execution is where it gets lost in translation in between. So it's part of the reason why I like what you guys are doing. You're trying to take some of the questions out of it. So with that being said,
it's like a lot of things, right? NFTs, a lot of NFTs are going to die. A lot of cryptos are going to die, right? A lot of ICO projects from back in the day have died. It's a new thing with crypto. That's a new branch, right? DAOs, NFTs, and all the meme coins. They're all going to have their purge at some moment, and only the strong will survive.
Well, so the challenging thing is, and sorry for interrupting on this, the challenging thing is that people don't understand that they have to study history of actual governance to run this. And when you look at the history of the world, right, arguably the US became somewhat of a successful government that kind of sends shockwaves throughout the world. Before that point, there was no really for the people led governance. If people don't study that side of things, how are they going to manage governance of a DAO? It's not very different. This is all part of a human experiment. And I think that it's important to understand that and note that from a historical and future perspective as well.
So let me ask you this. We'll use Miguel and I. Everybody knows we've got an NFT project that we're working on. Could an NFT project, as an example, that has a mission that is working towards what appears to be making something in the world better, could an NFT project get involved in what you guys are doing? Are there any limitations to anything like that?
No, absolutely. Again, I close my eyes and see where this vision's heading. It's for everybody. And like most things, initially they start with selective organizations and groups, because you have to, building a community is very difficult, right? But if we can leverage, someone like Deepak Chopra that already has a community of 25 million people, that's where you go first. After those 3 successful causes, then you can really start scaling. And let's say, you say, hey, we have our NFT project. We have, God willing, over 20,000 members. you know, we want to only allow those specific 20,000 members to have governance over our DAO, and then all these other projects can pitch to within those DAOs. Those are parameters that we can work with. So if you only want, let's say, 100 members in that specific DAO, we can do that. We can create only 100 positions and 100 votes within that DAO itself. And the beautiful thing, as far as tokenomics are concerned and economy is concerned, it's all powered by the One Earth token. So there's a limited 1 billion supply. That 1 billion supply is, you know, linearly vested over time. So every one of these causes, people are going to be staking One Earth into each one of these causes. So what ends up happening is you have a temporary liquidity pool, and you also have a temporary deflationary action. So it's you know, it's something pretty interesting to me.
Some of the creative ways that people are able to come up with to make things like work and continuously, seamlessly, you know, move forward, that I have not heard it done in that way. I think that's super creative, and I think that it sounds like that will stretch out and give the ability to what's the word I'm looking for, just to grow, just for growth, as opposed to, you know, just trying to figure out, hey, how can we raise a floor as fast as possible, you know what I mean? Like, not keeping, it's not about the tokenomics, it sounds like it's about the movement and what's actually happening, and then the tokenomics are just set up in a way that, hey, this works, is what it sounds like.
And think about, like, there's this thing that nobody talks about, or most people within DeFi don't really mention, or DEX or tokens or whatever. There's this whole argument between the SEC and the commodities department, right? And trying to understand where these tokens land, whether they're NFTs or you know, fungible tokens. And we covered all of that. We figured that out. And the biggest way to figure it out is to initially launch, pretend like, you know, with all the guidelines of the SEC. So in our private sale launch, we had KYC, we asked for accredited investors, we followed all of SEC's guidelines. And then, even though we didn't believe we're a security, but then we were really making sure that the token has a tremendous amount of utility. That way, when anybody comes to us, it's like, listen, we talked to 5 law firms. They wrote these letters of utility for us. And not only that, you can actually see the utility in governance and in each individual cause. And that's extremely important if you're going to scale to a multi-billion-dollar level.
That's super dope, dude. Man, I don't know. I don't know about you in the chat, but I know Miguel and I really appreciate you for coming on, Alex. I love what you're
excited
doing
for the future of EarthFund, dude, and what they're doing, dude.
You know, I'm excited for the future of decentralization, right? It's the strongest option we've ever had. So it's super exciting, man.
I just want to throw on top of that the thing that I love probably most about it is that there is a huge difference what I can do by myself versus what I can do with other people. When Miguel and I started our business, and when I look at it right now, you know, initially people always look at things very like narrow-minded, and they see, okay, well, like if I bring somebody else in, now I got to split the money that I could be making, or if I do this and then I've got to, you know, get all these other people involved, and then there's more, you know, it's always seems to be money centric. And I feel like what happens though is, guess what? Miguel comes on, and now all of the things that this boomer can't handle, right, technologically, that he's able to do, right? We're able to work together and create a goal. And I think what's happening here and create something is that all of these different minds are coming together and saying, hey, here's what I see. Here's what I would like to press forward. Here's the goal. Now, how many people, you know, agree with me and want to get on board and actually make a change? And I love that it's just something positive in the space, because there's so much negativity well, just in life in general. It's not even just the crypto space. There's just so much negativity, and the fact that you guys are trying to genuinely make the world a better place and give people the opportunity to invest in that, and at the same time, hey, it sounds like they'd be able to make some you know, some I don't want to call them dividends, but it sounds like they might be able to make a little bit of money while they're at it as well. I like it. I'm a fan.
Well, yeah, dude, I'm a big fan of like decentralization, right? He keeps talking about is just empowering the people to do what they believe in and to have the power to do it. Something that has not really been an option in the past, and this technology is allowing this. And their community, what they're building right now, is giving you an even easier on ramp onto having this power of, you know, self-governance and funding what you believe in and working towards your own, empowering your own life.
Yeah.
Well, and we talked about this briefly before we went on live, that there's whether people know it or not, builders, investors, whoever it is, you know, your average person, there's an arms race of decentralization versus centralization, right? And I feel like a lot of builders within the decentralization space kind of have this gut feeling about it, even though they may not have confirmed it. And that's what brings us together, right? When you immediately tell someone, hey, I'm working on this project, people just want to meet you. They want to talk about it. They want to see your experience. They want to see what's going on. So it's kind of like the traditional underdog is grouping together and we're pushing forward. And I mean, that's the reason why I got into this, right? To serve as many people as possible, to meet as many people as possible, and to just create something that creates legacy and is world changing.
Well, I commend you, man. I know Miguel does as well. We love what you're
100%.
doing. We appreciate you guys coming on, or for you coming on. Crypto fam, make sure you guys follow EarthFund. Go to earthfund.io if you've got something that you want to bring to the forefront to make the world a better place. Jump in, get involved. You can jump on there. They are able to get on right now and look at different causes and be a part of that as of right now, correct?
Yeah, so if you go on the website, you can kind of see the causes that are coming on. This month, we're launching the MVP, so you'll see the mental health and wellness. We're currently available on KuCoin, Gate.io. We have a partnership with Simplex, so people could literally go onto the site and buy with a debit card, not financial advice or anything, of course. And obviously, we're on Uniswap, so yeah, and you know, we're always working. Our goal is to make this as easily accessible to as many people as possible. So we're always working with new exchanges, trying to figure out things that benefit the community and the token and the project. And I want to say, I love what you guys are doing, man. I love this. I love this experience. I'm really happy to be a part of it. Thanks, and man. You know, the people in the comments section, everybody's been awesome. So thank you so much.
We definitely love the crypto fam in the comments. They're in the Discord, they're in the Telegram, they're in the Twitter, they're everywhere. We appreciate you know, it wouldn't be the same obviously without them. Miguel and I would be talking to each other on video, and you know, I don't really know that we'd be doing too much, but so crypto fam, we appreciate each and every one of you. If nobody's told you before today, as always, we love you. We appreciate all you're doing. Continue to smash the likes, follow Alex, make sure that you guys are involved in all the things that we're doing, that they're doing. Let's just have some fun
down below.
Yeah, spread some love. Check out the links down below. And until next time, question everything.
Trust nothing.
And until next time.
Huddle like it's hot.
Butchered. Have a good night, guys.